Hello and welcome to Gaming Cypher. I am Stephen Reyes, and today we are discussing the new Spider-Man Miles Morales video game for PlayStation 5. So with this game, you actually more precisely, you swing right into the action that you are being trained by the original Spider-Man of this universe, Peter Parker, as his protege, which is essentially just picking up right where we left off on that first Spider-Man game that we had not too long ago. So he's training Miles on how to be Spider-Man, which I kind of enjoy this approach to the game. So it is a continuation of the previous game, but it is kind of its own standalone story that you are forced to relearn some of the basic skills and of course learn some of the new abilities that Miles has versus Peter Parker, which I do like that aspect because it allows you to experience the becoming Spider-Man like Miles does rather than just taking the skills you've learned as Peter and continuing in this game. So there is a lot of fresh new perspectives on fighting styles and of course storyline that you get to encounter. You have the same menu as before where you can power up certain abilities, focus on that, and unlock suits, which of course the suits are half the fun, and there are some that are a little bit more animated and I kind of personally like that, but that's just kind of a side note. But let's swing on back into the game and focus on to the fighting. That it is essentially flawless the way that it moves on the PlayStation 5. That the controller is amazing, that you can feel the difference in the tension in the triggers, which is nice, that the harder you pull, the stronger their shot is, whether you're trying to web somebody or just swing around, which all techniques are useful in this game. That the haptics in the controller itself are just impressive. That quite frankly, I played it so much I actually got the controller to kind of vibrate out of control, which was just me overloading it, but the game is beautiful. That the haptics on it are extremely impressive, that when you're typing on a keyboard you can actually feel the vibration travel on the controller itself, which is a nice touch. That I know that is something that Sony did when they designed the PlayStation 5 controller to add an increased experience. But the fact that the Spider-Man game focused so much on these details to bring you into this environment, it just is a game changer. That this game is fantastic. There's tons of fighting styles that you can take on. There are endless missions and trophies that you can unlock that, quite frankly, I've played it all the way through once already, and I'm getting ready to play it again on the most difficult setting. So this game is just endless fun that I can't speak high enough praises for it. Just go ahead, and if you already have a PS5, why haven't you gotten the game? If you're working on getting a PS5, then go ahead and get this game when you get it. That it is a fantastic experience. Definitely should be your first play on it. That if you haven't noticed, I'm giving this one a 10 out of 10. That the new Spider-Man game is great. It continues from the last game, has its own side story, and may or may not have a hint as to whether or not there would be a third game or not. But the approach is great. His abilities are impressive. That using his Venom Strike is a game changer, and his stealth ability really does improve the fighting style when you're trying to do stealth attacks or just sneak around. That it's a completely different, it's a completely new experience. I can't speak enough praises for this game. That I highly recommend to get it. Thank you for listening. I'm Stephen Reyes with Gaming Cypher.